Good afternoon. My name is Morris Pasqual. I'm the acting United States Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois here in Chicago. I'd like to start first by thanking the members of the jury in this case who answered their call to service and served conscientiously over the many weeks of this trial. This case was about bribery and extortion occurring at the highest levels of Chicago city government. Our office represents the people of the United States. The people have a right to honest and open government where decisions about official actions that public officials take or do not take are based not on their own private financial interest, but on the public interest. That did not happen in this case. In this case, defendant Burke had his hand out for money. He tied the giving of official action by him to the giving of money to him in 3 separate corrupt episodes. And in the Field Museum episode, he attempted to extort money from the Field Museum for the benefit of a family member of a close friend of his. The public voted Mr. Burke into office, and they trusted that he would be guided by and motivated by pursuing the common good. He betrayed that trust. We are gratified that the jury saw this case for what it was and that they held Mr. Burke accountable for his corrupt conduct. Here with me, standing behind me, are the 4 prosecutors who tried the case: Sarah Stryker, Diane MacArthur, Timothy Chapman, and Shishma Raju, together with Amar Bachu, who's the head of our public corruption and organized crime section. In addition to thanking them, of course, my thanks go out to the FBI, the City of Chicago Inspector General's Office, and the Amtrak Inspector General for their hard work and dedication that led up to the successful resolution of this case. Our office remains resolute and determined to root out public corruption occurring at any and all levels of government, and to bring those who commit public corruption offenses to justice. At this time, I'm going to turn the microphone over to FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Wheeler, who has some remarks, and then I'm going to come back and I can entertain a few questions at that time.
Thank you. I would just say briefly, public corruption matters are extremely important to the FBI. They're a major priority for FBI Chicago. We will continue to work these matters as we've done for a long time, and we'll continue to do it. For this case, I'm just very grateful to the FBI Chicago agents, the analysts and staff that brought it and worked so well with the prosecutors here in the Northern District. It's a real testament to the quality of work that takes place here. Can't thank them enough, and also some of the partners that we had along the way. City of Chicago Office of Inspector General for Amtrak, and just a magnificent partnership with the Northern District here. Thank you.
Okay, questions?
What's this say for the corruption that just continues to come out of City Hall and city government here, and historically, why this city has such a bad rap?
That's a $64,000 question. So Alderman Burke obviously joins a long list of corrupt city council aldermen who have been convicted of corruption charges over here in federal court. All I can say is what I said before, that we're determined to continue to investigate these cases using any and all lawful tools at our disposal to ferret out that corruption.
Do you think this is going to send a message that is going to change any behavior going forward?
Well, we have not had the sentencing yet. Obviously, Alderman Burke was a very powerful alderman. This case has had massive publicity. And I like to think that public officials out there who are tempted to start down this path will be either further on notice that, the federal government is out there, the FBI is out there, the U.S. Attorney's Office is out there, and we're aggressively pursuing these type of matters.
Ed Burke was an alderman for 50 years before your office brought charges against him. What took it so long? Because this clearly established a pattern of behavior by Ed Burke, and I think it would be reasonable for someone to look at the evidence presented to the jury and say, this was not the first crime that the alderman committed. Why was he allowed to operate to amass the kind of power that he used to extort the victims in this case?
Well, in the United States, ma'am, the trials are conducted based on evidence.
Why did it take so long for that evidence?
Trials are conducted based on evidence. It is the responsibility of our office, together with federal law enforcement, to accumulate, assemble that evidence, present it to a point where we're satisfied it meets the standards of beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the process. The speculation about other things that went on and why it couldn't be done sooner, that's all a function of what evidence is available to us in a particular investigation.
Mr. Pasqual, are you disappointed in the exoneration of Pete Andrews?
We respect the verdict of the jury in all its respects. Obviously, the jury was instructed to treat each defendant separately, to give separate consideration to each defendant, and they diligently discharged that responsibility and followed those instructions, and they reached the verdict. So I'm not going to say, I'm going to say I respect the verdict of the jury.
Do you have any sense of what kind of prison time Ed Burke could face on this? I know there's the general guidelines, but
I don't. You're aware of the statutory maximum time, but I don't have anything more precise that I can share.
The maximum, sir?
Our sentencing decisions will be made, recommendations will be made after the completion of the pre-sentence investigation report, after we've had a chance to weigh all the aggravating and mitigating evidence, and then we'll formulate and submit our sentencing recommendation.
Just a couple more questions.
Is the investigation still going?
Our public corruption investigations are always still going. We're always not eagerly, have our ears open for members of the public who feel like their public officials have not lived up to their responsibility to conduct honest government. And so we're always open for business, and we're always all ears for those matters.
what should Mike Madigan read into this
Of the
verdict?
prosecution's offer of Danny Solis's non-prosecution agreement, do you think that what Danny Solis did helped convict Ed Burke, and does it merit him not spending a single day in jail for also serving as a corrupt alderperson?
Well, there were extensive jury arguments in this case, and I'll just boil it down to one proposition, that we feel like we presented the best evidence going to show Alderman Burke's knowledge and intent, the words out of his own mouth, and we don't regret that trial strategy one bit.
What should Mike Madigan read into this verdict?
So Madigan is a pending case, so I can't comment on that. Okay, fellas, I'm going to have to ladies and gentlemen, I'll need to wrap it up. Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.